And we are back in the building, back with some more boxing. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and all that good stuff. Now, guys, it's fight week. It's fight week. It is fight week. And of course, we have something truly special going down this Saturday night in Las Vegas, Nevada at the T-Mobile Arena. We have Jermell Charlo, the 154-pound undisputed champion, daring to be great, jumping up 2 weight classes to take on the 4-division champion and the current undisputed 168-pound champion in Saul Canelo Alvarez. Now, I'm very excited about this fight. I know some of you guys been watching the videos, has heard me say that before. And the reason I'm so excited about the fight is because it's 2 guys that are the best in their divisions. They're both undisputed. And outside of that, another reason I'm excited for the fight is because I think both of these guys have something to prove come this Saturday night. Now, let's look at Canelo Alvarez. I think Canelo Alvarez has to prove that he hasn't lost a step. You know, there's been a lot of talk of him not being the same fighter, not being hungry. His best days are behind him. And I think this is his opportunity, his chance to prove a lot of his naysayers wrong. We know he hasn't, looked the greatest in his last few fights. Of course, he lost to Bivol. Then he had the lackluster fight with Triple G Gennady Golovkin. A lot of people thought he should have got Golovkin up out of there. And then he had the fight with John Ryder. Now, I'll say he looked pretty decent in the John Ryder fight. I think people don't really give him credit for it. But he did drop John Ryder numerous times in the fight. I think the fact that a lot of people expected him to get John Ryder up out of there and he didn't deliver. So I think that's why people are harping on the fight. So that, he has to prove come this Saturday night that he is still that guy, that he is the #1 guy when it comes to boxing. So we're going to see what Canelo Alvarez brings to the table this Saturday night. Now, as far as Jermell goes, Jermell, you guys know Jermell has a huge chip on his shoulder. And I can understand why, in a sense. He's undisputed in one of the toughest divisions in boxing. But, people still don't give him that respect. There's a lot of people that don't even have him on their pound-for-pound list, which I just don't understand why. And this fight, for him, I think, is to prove that he is the best out there. He wants to be remembered. He wants to be celebrated, by the boxing fans out there. He wants people to know that he is that guy. And I can understand that. And he puts in a lot of work. He's very dedicated to the sport of boxing. He's one of my favorite guys to actually watch fight. I think he has all the goods. I just think that, he's been kind of overlooked. So he's going to try to prove this Saturday night that he is the man in the sport of boxing as well. Now, the fight card, I think they got 2 special fights on there that I'm interested in. We have the return of Yordenis Ugas. He will be taking on Mario Barrios. I'm excited about that fight to see what Yordenis Ugas looks like, after being destroyed by Errol Spence Jr. We hadn't seen him since then. And of course, we have Erickson Lubin. Always been a fan of Erickson Lubin. Met the guy a few times. Very nice guy, gentleman. He'll be taking on Jesus Ramos. So 2 good fights there on that card. Now, there'll be a special belt on the line this Saturday for the Canelo Jermell Charlo fight. The WBC makes another special belt. I know you guys get tired of hearing this. But it's a commemorative belt. It says the winner of this Saturday, Canelo Alvarez versus Jermell Charlo, will be awarded the WBC newly created special Puebla belt. It's one of the many WBC's commemorative belts that they've created since 2013. So I'm not really sure what that belt means. I guess I'm going to have to look that up and find out for myself. But just for you guys who are interested in that. Now, what I want to talk about, I hear a lot of talk, of course, and I think this is the reason why some people don't like the fight. They think that Jermell Charlo, coming up from 154 is too small to fight Canelo Alvarez. I keep hearing that, and I keep seeing that people aren't really giving Jermell a shot in this fight. Now, just looking at both of the guys in stature, you guys see when they stand, face to face, of course, Charlo is the bigger guy. He has a huge frame. He's taller. He's rangier than Canelo Alvarez. And I wouldn't say that he's, people keep saying that he's too small. I don't think that's the case. I think the thing with Jermell is, will he be able to handle the power at 168 coming from Canelo Alvarez? Being that Canelo Alvarez has been fighting at 168, fought as high as 175, will he be able to absorb the shots coming from Canelo Alvarez? I think that's the better question there, because he is the bigger guy. Will him going up to 168, will that affect his athleticism? Will he gas out quicker? That's another question that has to be answered come this Saturday night. The thing with Jermell's hand, I think, he had surgery on his hand. Will his hand hold up? Will the power carry up to 168 pounds? We all know Canelo has a solid chin. He has an ironclad chin. And I hear a lot of people saying that Charlo is going to have to knock Canelo out to win this fight. I don't agree with that. I think if Charlo, boxes Canelo Alvarez, keeps Canelo Alvarez missing and him counterpunching and landing, I think he can win on points if he's able to carry that out. We all know Canelo Alvarez has problems with people with educated feet. We've seen it time and time again. We saw it with Dimitri Bivol. We saw it with Caleb Sweethands Plant. Caleb Plant, of course, he gassed out towards the end and he got caught. Dimitri Bivol, that was a different story. So Charlo has great footwork. Charlo has great athleticism. Charlo has power. Charlo has been definitely invested in the body as of late. We've seen that in his last fight with Castano. And Charlo has a wicked left hook. So he's a total package. I think he's, like I said, he's one of those fighters that's overlooked. So I really don't think it's a case of him being too small in the weight class. I think, I'll say it again, skills win fights. Weight doesn't win fights. Skill wins fights. And I think Charlo has a better skill set than Canelo Alvarez. The only thing is can he hold up against the power of Canelo Alvarez? Will he be able to take those heavy shots? We know Charlo has an iron chin as well, but he hasn't fought as high as 168. So, there's some questions there. But as far as Charlo being too small, I totally disagree with that. I think this fight will be competitive because, both guys having certain advantages. Of course, Canelo, being at 168 a lot longer. Charlo jumping up 2 weight classes. He's never even fought at 160, guys. So, he has his work cut out for him with Canelo Alvarez. But anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about. Now, tomorrow is the Grand Rivals. We're going to check that out. Maybe I'll do a video on that if anything interesting pops up. But you guys tell me what you think about the fight this Saturday night. Let me know who you have. Do you think Charlo's too small? Do you think Charlo can pull it off without knocking Canelo Alvarez out? Do you think Canelo Alvarez wins the fight? Do you think Canelo Alvarez knocks out Jermell Charlo? You guys let me know how you feel about that in the comments section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.